Bruins and Maple Leafs open up the playoffs. I'm on record, Bruins in 7. Kevin Dupont for Globe 10.0 here with Scott TRhurston. That's me. Scotty, what do you think?
Bruins in 6.
Bruins 6. Okay,
Yeah.
why?
I think the Bruins, I like the matchup, first of all. Toronto's physical. I think that brings out the best in the Bruins, too, when you play a physical team.
Agreed.
You know, power against power. I think that's the Bruins' strength. And I also think, you know, Toronto's young, much like we talked about the Knicks being a young team. Toronto's a young team, hasn't been in this position before. Bruins are veterans. Bruins find a way to win this series.
I'm very impressed. You gave your prediction, and you didn't mention Phil Kessel. So we're going to hear a lot about Kessel and the thank you Kessel crowd.
Right.
Here's what I agree with. I agree with your viewpoint. However, the however in this is they haven't played to their power. Really, Lucic and Horton have been just awful over most of the year, especially in the second half. Their penalty killing, which was above 90% for much of the year, disappeared at the end. Special teams wise,
that's surprising.
Outscored, very surprising. Outscored, I think 9-2 by special teams, which is very uncharacteristic of this team.
Right. Now, do you expect the power play with Yager? It's been a little bit better. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, the simple answer to that is it can't be any worse.
Right. And Toronto's penalty kill is very good.
Yeah. So when Yager's out there, that'll be first unit, and their first unit approach I like in that they're going with 4 forwards and Schauer is the lone point man.
Right.
I think they've got a better chance, but really when you're operating down around 10%, not good. What will be interesting from the aspect again talking about power, do you think Maple Leafs will really try to make it that physical?
I do.
You do?
I do. I think that's the way they play their game. That's the way they played all year.
Yeah.
And look, the key for the Bruins, I think, is just going to be whether they can score enough too. You know, they've only averaged 2.3 something goals a game over their last 10.
Yep.
They need to find a way. Those top 4 forwards, the wingers, need to bring their A game.
Yeah. Well, they need it from a lot of places. They need it from power play. They need it from their reliable guys. It'll be interesting if this goes back to what we used to watch of years and years, decades ago, between Toronto and Bruins, which is lots of fights and busting up the bar. We begin to find out. Game 1.